Hey everybody, it's me again. And the last video, I just kind of talked about a lot of different stuff. But this one, we're going to um, be specific about this one, and we're going to actually talk about. I've had this truck right here. It's a 2020 Ram 1500, and this truck is pretty much everything. Um, we work with this truck. We take the kids where we need to take the kids. So this is a daily driver, and also it is a it's a work truck. So it's a little bit of both. I want to tell you um, some things I like about it and some things I don't like about it. Um, First, I'm gonna start with some of the things I don't like. I've had it for about 2 months now. I drive a lot. Um, I bought it. It had about 100 miles on it or so. It's got 4,000 miles on it now. So yeah, I definitely do a lot of driving. That's why I decided to get something new instead of used, because of the warranty and just how much I use my vehicle. And so, with further ado, I said that way wrong. Without further ado, um, I might have still said it wrong. Uh, the biggest thing that I hate about this truck, absolutely hate. I'm not gonna turn it on, but I'm gonna show you. Oh man, I hate it. I don't just dislike it. I truly hate it. Well, these buttons right here, maybe I should go on the other side and show you what I'm talking about. They obviously light up, and these buttons, they have different functions, and they are um, some of those functions are sensor, like a backup sensor, a sensor in the front, which is down here. And if anybody has one of these, they know what I'm going to say. But I'm going to explain to you. You know, this is the stupidest design ever, I think, any truck Ram could ever do. I don't understand how people can do something so bad. I really don't. I mean, I don't understand. I don't. It's the stupidest thing ever. All right, if you look here, you have the rear parking sensor. I don't know if you can see, and you have the front parking sensor. Well, what happens is, and I think this is only on the 2020s and 19s, from what I know. Well, what happens is when you have that rear parking sensor or the sensor for the front on, if you're driving, like a normal speed, as far as like, in a parking lot type speed, like, I don't know, like 5 miles an hour or something. And let's say someone walks out in front of the truck, that parking sensor will throw the emergency brake on and it will stop. And when it stops, it stops. That's not the part I have. That's not the issue I have with it. It will stop really good. You will not hit that person, let me tell you. If someone walks behind you, same thing. If for some reason you're backing up and you're about to hit something, a car or whatever, any object, or going forward, if you have those parking sensors on, it will immediately stop. Once it stops, you'll have to take the emergency brake and turn the emergency brake off. But what happens is that this is the part that I hate. Everybody that has a Ram, they know just what I'm about to say. If you don't, then you're gonna learn. Well, obviously there's sensors in the back too. Well, if you are, mind you, I live in Northwest Ohio. I live in the Midwest. There are no big hills where I stay at all. I mean, it's flat as can be. Flat as Florida. It's flat where I stay at. There's not no hills or nothing. I don't even understand how people can survive with one of these trucks if they live in, let's say, Tennessee or something. So there's no hills, no mountains or anything around here. When you back up this truck, if there's a slight hill, and I mean slight, I'm talking about very slight, the truck will think you're about to hit the ground, I guess, and it will slam on the brakes. So, out of that, the only thing that I can say they did a good job is that you can turn it off. That's the only thing that's good. But let me tell you, it is really annoying if you do not turn it off. The front one is not such a problem, you know, but that's the biggest thing I don't like about the truck. Is there anything else as of now I don't like about this truck? I can't find anything else. It's not perfect. It's a big horn, so it's not the highest package. There's no leather. It's not. I mean, there's probably something obviously in the future that I might, could tell you that I don't like. But I mean, I'm not gonna say it's the gas is what I don't like, because it's a truck. I expect to eat a lot of gas. It's got a Hemi in it. It's okay. I'm not really surprised. If I had to say one other thing that I don't like, and it's not much I don't like about the truck, is that the size of the gas tank. Obviously, you can get different size gas tanks, but they got this gas tank. I think they say it's 23 gallons. I went all the way, almost all the way empty, and I can't even put like 20, maybe 21 gallons in it. So I think the tank size is extremely small, and I think that's just ridiculous to have that small of a tank. It should be standard, at least a 30-gallon plus tank, mandatory it should be. I think that's really stupid, because you don't get much range out of it, you know what I mean? And it's a Hemi, it drinks a lot of gas. So those are the two things I could say I don't like. As far as everything else, I'm not gonna go over everything. I'm just gonna hit some of the highlight things that I like about this truck. I did want to get a Ford next. I'm not gonna lie. Before I went to the Ford dealer, and I couldn't get a deal. They wouldn't work with me in no kind of way. I really want to buy a Ford next. I'm trying not to be emotional about it and say, "Oh, I'm never gonna buy a Ford." So I'm not gonna say that. But for this bighorn, to compare it to a Ford in price, you're talking about a STX, which is like a LT pretty much, if you know anything about trucks. And as that truck had nothing, it didn't have anything. It just was no power seats, no power sliding back window, no parking sensors, no all-wheel drive. It didn't have anything. I think it had Uconnect. It did have that, but the screen in here is bigger and it's more clear. It was just a plain truck. This is pretty plain too, but it's got more than that. Has. This has the e-torque, which is the mild hybrid. When you put your seatbelt on, stop and go. You put that seatbelt on, you can get about 17 in the city. If you put your seatbelt on. If you don't, you'll get around 15. So, because stop and start. So, the truck, you get so much more for Ram than you do. And I know people are gonna say, Ford's better, Ram's better, Chevy's better. But I mean, I've had lots of Rams, I've had lots of Fords, and I think all of them, none of them are perfect. And you could definitely put 200,000 miles on a Ram, especially with the Hemi in it, with no problem. They run really well. I had a 09 2500. I had a 2013 Ram with the same motor in it. I had a 2017 right before I had this. Um, so I'm not new to, you know what I mean. But other than that, man, truck rides better than the Ford does. Um, Me personally, I think it looks better, like by far. That's another thing. I mean, you couldn't. It doesn't look as nice. That's probably one of the last things I look at is looks. But the price, people will say, hey, you could have got the 2.7, and that 2.7 is definitely faster than this Ram, and this Ram is fast for a truck, very fast. But that 2.7 with the twin turbos it's just unbelievable, and it's a little bit better on gas too. But they want for the same, pretty much the trucks that have the same options. They want $5,000-6,000 more for them. So, and obviously, I can't speak on wherever you live. I only can speak on where I live at. Like these dealers around here, and I mean 100-mile radius, they're the Rams are so much better. They're so much better priced, so much better priced. So that was just like really the big factor. So I'm like, well, what I'm gonna save gas. I'm gonna save gas and pay $6,000 more. Kind of stupid. It's like buying a Tesla that doesn't take gas but paying 100 grand, and you might as well buy a RT Charger. You know what I mean? So as of now, I'm happy with it. It's just as simple as coming with electric start. You don't have that with the STX. It was just so plain and basic. You know what I mean? Another thing, there's no key. Like there's no Ram that has a key anymore. All of them. You get the most basic is one. That probably is not a word, but you know what I mean. But if you get the most basic Ram truck, it will have keyless start. Ford doesn't have that. You're getting the key. Not a big deal, but I'm just showing you just get more for your money with the Ram. You do. The Bighorns come with so much bigger screen. Obviously, the new Ford might be a little different now, but in the year 2020. So, like I said, I'm happy with it so far. It's been okay, and that's my take. That's what the video is about. You know what I mean? This is the 2020 Ram 1500. You can see also it's the night edition, so all the lettering is in black. The wheels are black. The 20-inch, the grill you seen was black. And my even the exhaust black. You know what I mean? And it has the 321 rear, which gives you a little bit better gas mileage. Like I said, all-wheel drive. You have a button for that. Oh, also another thing, and then I'm gonna let you guys go. I know this video is long. I'm sorry. The STX, which is the same price as this Bighorn, doesn't have heated seats. This truck has heated seats. This is a bottom package. You know what I mean? It's not the lowest, but it's almost the lowest. I think Tradesman is the lowest, or Classic or something. Also, it has a heated steering wheel. The STX does not have that, and it costs the same as a Bighorn. So I got heated seats, heated steering wheel, and I live in Toledo, Ohio. So, it gets cold up here. It gets cold. We're like maybe an hour, not maybe, we're an hour from Canada. So the point I'm trying to make is that you get so much more. If I open that door up on the mirror, the light comes on. The light blinks in the mirror. You get just little nice things, you know what I mean? And I just feel like I got more for my money. Do I personally think that Ford makes the best truck? I still do. I still have a lot of respect for Ford. But I don't think their trucks are worth I don't think they're worth what they're asking for them, because you can go somewhere else and get something that can do the same thing. The biggest advantage to Ford and where I stay at is that the Fords are aluminum, and the aluminum bodies don't rust supposedly. So that's obviously super good. But at the same time, if you get into an accident with one, or somebody dings your truck or does something to it, it's going to cost more to repair, because they have to repair aluminum. So everything has a, I guess, a positive to it. You know what I mean? favorite thing I would say about this truck, I know I said I was going to let you go. I'm really going to let you go in a minute, if you haven't gone already. The most favorite thing I like about this truck is that I've had this motor in other Ram trucks, and the motor is very reliable. The transmission, the 8-speed that it has, is very reliable. I do lawn care and junk removal. We pull trailers. My last one, I had a 20-foot trailer. I ended up selling it, but I had a 20-foot car hauler trailer, and I put it with my 2500. And it has the same motor that this has, and I think they tweaked it a little bit. My 13 I had is pretty much the exact same motor, 395 horsepower, 410 pounds-feet of torque, and they got the same motor. So very, very reliable. When you look at some of the Ford trucks, those motors are new. I think the 3.5 is very well respected, but the 2.7 is kind of new. The 5.0 is really good, but I know this motor, and you know, it's been okay. So that's going to be the end of the video. Sorry for keeping everybody too long. That's like the longest video I've ever made. Wow, 16 minutes. And subscribe, share the video. I'll have more stuff about this truck, and keeping you guys, you know, updated. Thank you.